And there was a strong presence from our veterans at today's service, many of them honoring the way that Jackie advocated for them while speaking on the House floor. But I spoke with one veteran who received Jackie's help in a much more personal way. And we still have some more memories to share with you from the folks who came out here today to pay their respects for Congresswoman Jackie Walorski. I'll be back at 6, but for now, reporting live here in Granger, I'm Jack Springgate, 16 News Now. Yeah, that's absolutely right. In fact, all of the information that's shared in these meetings you can find online and take a look at whenever you have time to. But when police officers and community members can look at some of these trends together, they end up sharing some details that you can't get just by looking at the numbers. Well, Lauren, the folks at Blad Farms were about to turn on their irrigation systems late last week. That is until a big rainmaker rolled through our area on Friday. Well, Melissa, it's no secret that this is a very highly publicized case, not only across the country, but also, and arguably even more so, for the folks living around Delphi. The judge ruled this morning that jury selection will take place outside of Carroll County, where the alleged crime happened. Well, Lauren, Democrats say they never had any doubts that the outcome of this investigation would find that Rita Glenn hadn't done anything wrong, while Republicans admit that their key holder for the absentee ballot room made a mistake. We can see what's left of the residence that caught fire early this morning. I'll actually take a step out of the way so you can get a better look at what we're talking about. But fire crews got here around 5:30. Well, you guys see me smiling. That is pure nerves and fear, because there's one thing about telling and listening to ghost stories, but there's another thing about actually feeling like you're in one, and that's how I felt today. I mean, the lights have been flickering in here both times I've come by, but for now, scared as I might be, I'll send it back to you two in the studio.
Anything happen there, Jack? You good?
Yeah.
You can hear it in his
voice.
Okay.
Get out
It's terrifying.
Okay, come on back.
All right.
Leave Lucy there.
Well, today might just be another regular Thursday for a lot of people, but for marijuana users and business owners, today is the biggest day of the year. Let's take an inside look at how they're bringing flower to the people. And with marijuana dispensaries popping up all over Southwest Michigan, including Rolling Embers that just opened up in New Buffalo last week, there are few signs that show that marijuana sales are slowing down anytime soon. And judging by the long lines we saw for people trying to get into these dispensaries today, I'd say that marijuana demand isn't going anywhere either. This is right around the area where they were able to find Carter. However, this started as one of the worst possible scenarios that parents could ever imagine. They did find Carter safe and sound right around where I'm standing. However, I am told that it was tough to stay optimistic during the search efforts because so many of these same exact situations often end in tragedy. The South Bend police say this is a very good time to remember to keep an eye on your vehicle as car thefts increase in South Bend, and especially never leave your car running with the keys in the ignition when you're not around. Now, if you have any information on what may have led up to this car theft or know who was behind it, you're encouraged to reach out to the South Bend Police Department so they can get to work on being able to find this suspect. That's all I have for now, but we'll continue following this story closely as it continues to develop. But for now, reporting live here in South Bend, I'm Jack Springgate, 16 News Now. Yeah, that's right. And several neighbors at the condos right behind me, it's these yellow ones if you can see them, weren't too happy when they found out they'd be backed up to the biggest building on their block. However, after speaking with city officials as well as the developers, their concerns, much like Mulligan's Bar, are now gone. And I also think that it's worth noting that there were a few people who came up to me while I've been hanging out here by the property who told me about all the memories and love they have for Mulligan's Bar, all the tailgating after football games, coming there and celebrating even 21st birthdays. And as we say goodbye to One Michiana and South Bend establishment, there's still a lot of optimism for Sideline Flats. Boatwright, born and raised here in Dowagiac, he now runs his own barbecue business down in St. Louis. But today back here at home, he wasn't only cooking up things for the folks who supported him and showed him their support while he was growing up in Dowagiac, but also for those who now notice his name from the big screen. Having served up plates to the harshest of critics while going up against some of the best pitmasters in the world, James Big J Boatwright says making barbecue for his hometown couldn't be more different.
It's definitely not that same stress that you have. I mean, I'm probably more comfortable than the ones I've been doing. You got a lot going on, a lot of moving parts to doing a competition on television. it could be pretty stressful.
If Boatwright's reputation didn't precede him, the smoky aroma of rib tips, baby back ribs, and barbecue chicken tells you all you need to know about why these folks are willing to wait in this long line just to get a taste.
I'm a fan of rib tips, and chicken is always good, so I'll try those.
I want that cornbread, I want them beans, I want everything up there really, so I want to taste just about everything throughout the day.
It's not just Boatwright running the pit today. He's joined by his father, the person who ignited his passion for barbecue, and his son, who's trying to follow in his father's footsteps. The three-generation connection only happens when Big J comes back to Dowagiac.
I remember watching my dad and my uncles dig a hole in the ground, and they put a whole hog in there, man. It just tortures us all night with that smell. I would have to say that's when I got hooked. I've been just enthused and excited about barbecue ever since.
Boatwright has come a long way from humble roots, and folks will still be able to see his stamp on Michiana. You'll be able to find Boatwright's special barbecue seasoning blend on the shelves at Harding's Market here in Dowagiac even after he returns to St. Louis. But while he's still in town, he's making the most of it.
This is love, man. There ain't no other way to put it. We've always been a tight-knit community. It's always been great here in Dowagiac, man, and I love it, and I talk about it all the time, even though most people can't even pronounce it.
Luckily, the folks in line only need to know how to pronounce BBQ. And we got the man, the myth, the legend right here, Big J. Not a scrap of food left. I'd say today was a success.
It was a success, not a crumb. Not a crumb, man. We hopped and popped from start to finish.
Yeah. And what's it like to see this community embrace you and embrace something you love so much?
I tell you, it was great. It's a great feeling, man. I have to say, I was overwhelmed, man, with the welcoming that I received coming back home. I left 22 years ago, seen the world, man, come back, and that same love still exists in this place.
Well, Big J, the flavor's still there, too. And if you want to check out his journey for yourself, you can go on Netflix and watch that season of American Barbecue Showdown. It's up there. I watched it, I think, over a year ago now. So yeah. your reputation precedes yourself. So head out to Netflix. Check that out if you want to see more. But I'll send it back to you, Lauren, in the studio.
Oh, our mouths are watering over here. A lot of love for Big J over there. Jack, thank you so much.